बच्चों, कैसे हैं आप सभी? आई होप आप सभी बहुत अच्छे से होंगे। क्लास की शुरुआत करते हैं। चैप्टर है हमारा इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग सेक्युलरिज्म। स्नीक पीक, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड सेक्युलरिज्म, कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली इन एंड इट्स चैलेंजेस, नीड, व्हाट इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड इंपॉर्टेंस, इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, fundamental rights, right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, right to education, right to constitutional remedies, significance of fundamental rights. फिर fundamental duties, key features, preamble, sovereign, socialist, democratic, fraternity, republic, justice, liberty, secular, understanding secularism, separation of religion from state, Indian secularism, secularism in India and other democratic countries. फिर है गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म, फेडरल फॉर्म जिसमें है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, लोकल गवर्नमेंट। फिर आता है पार्लियामेंट्री फॉर्म, जुडिशरी, एग्जीक्यूटिव और लेजिस्लेटिव। डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स। सबसे पहले आते हैं प्रिल्यूड पर, हाइलाइट्स ऑफ द चैप्टर। व्हाट इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, द नीड फॉर द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ a constitution in a democracy, the key features of the Indian constitution, what is secularism, the importance of separation of religion from the state, Indian secularism as defined by the constitution, secularism in India and in other countries. After gaining freedom from British rule in 1947, the newly independent country needed a clearly defined set of laws and rules. The demand for a constitution was made by the Indian National Congress in 1935. बच्चों, आफ्टर 1947 में जब हमें इंडिपेंडेंस मिल गया था, स्वतंत्रता मिल गई थी, तो इंडिया को रूल्स और नए लॉज और रूल्स की ज़रूरत थी। और इसके लिए जो इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस ने 1935 में ही ये डिमांड कर दिया था। The unfair policies of British and their authoritarian ways of working had created a census among the leaders and people of India. They were certain that an independent India would be fair to all its people and they would have a say in making the policies that would govern them. In 1946, a cabinet mission from the United Kingdom was sent to India to plan the transfer of power from the British government to the Indian leaders. On December 9, 1946, the Constituent Assembly was formed. The Constitution of India was drafted by the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly had around 300 people who undertook the task of writing the Constitution for India in 1946. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was the chairperson of the drafting committee. He is also known as the father of the Indian Constitution. The Constitution of India was adopted by the Constituent Assembly in 1949. It came into effect on January 26, 1950. The Constitution declared India a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic and assured justice, equality and freedom to all Indian citizens. Challenges faced by the Constituent Assembly. The Congress won majority of seats in the election of the Constituent Assembly. The Muslim League, which won a lower number of seats, cited demanding a separate Constituent Assembly for the Muslims in India. During this time, communal riots broke out in different parts of the country, which resulted in the formation of two separate countries, India and Pakistan. At the time of independence, India had 5 princely states that were under the rule and not the British. The status of these states was not clear. They were yet to be integrated into India. Some of the princely states were Patiala, Hyderabad, Mysore, Baroda and Kashmir. India has diverse communities who speak different languages, follow different religions and have distinct cultures. बच्चों, इंडिया के पास जो है डाइवर्स कम्युनिटीज़ है जो कि अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस बोलती है, अलग अलग रिलीजन फॉलो करती है और डिस्टिंक्ट कल्चर्स भी है. द मेजर चैलेंजेस वॉज टू टेक केयर ऑफ द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द diverse groups and maintain unity in diversity. There were concerns for socio-economic reforms and eradication of poverty as the condition of the people in India was dismal. What is Constitution? Constitution होता क्या है? A constitution is a set of rules, laws and principles according to which a country is governed. बच्चों, एक constitution जो होता है वो set of rules होता है, laws होता है, principles होता है जिसमें एक country को govern किया जाता है, country को चलाया जाता है. The rules and laws are specially created to suit the needs of the people of that country. People belonging to different ethnic groups, language groups, religions and culture make up a nation. Therefore, it is essential to have rules that will forge unity and at the same time retain the uniqueness of every group. Importance of the Constitution in a democracy. In a democratic country, the government is formed according to the constitution and accordingly conducts its work. The constitution limits the scope of activity of various government organs in order to prevent the misuse of their powers against the people. In a democratic government, the rights of the people are of great importance and the constitution safeguards them. The Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution is a comprehensive document containing 395 articles and 11 schedules. It is probably the lengthiest constitution in the world. The Indian Constitution defines the power of the Indian legislature, both central and state, powers of the executive and the powers of the judicial. It lays down the fundamental rights and duties of citizens and the directive principles of state policy. It also contains special provisions for safeguarding the interest of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes. बच्चों ये safeguard भी करता है जो scheduled tribes और scheduled caste के लोग होते हैं उनके लिए special provision भी बनाता है और safeguard भी करता है उनके interest को, उनके fundamental rights को. Research junction. Imagine India without the constitution. What would happen? Describe in brief. बच्चों imagine कीजिए कि इंडिया अगर without constitution होता, constitution ही नहीं होता इंडिया में, तब क्या होता. बच्चों describe करना है आपको briefly इसे, इसकी practice खुद से कीजिएगा. अब आते हैं knowledge junction पर. The original constitution is kept in the library of the Parliament of India. जो original constitution है वो Parliament of India की library में है, उसे अच्छे से रखा गया है. Grasp and gain. Every word spoken in the Constituent Assembly, every debate and argument that went on among the members of the Assembly has been recorded in transcripts that run into 12 volumes. These books are known as Constituent Assembly debates. Key features of the Indian Constitution. The preamble. बच्चों यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं पिक्चर में आप हमारे preamble को, यानी Constitution of India के preamble को. The preamble is an introduction to the Constitution of India. It highlights the goals and aspirations of the people of India. Here is a brief description of different aspects of preamble to get a better overview of all the characteristics. यहाँ पर briefly एक description दिया गया है जिसमें आप preamble में जितने भी aspects दिए गए हैं, different aspects जो दिए गए हैं, उनकी overview को आप देख सकते हैं. These are major aspects of Indian Constitution. सबसे पहला है sovereign. The nation that is free in its internal matters has no international interference is a sovereign nation. The words we, the people of India, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this constitution make it clear their sovereignty rests in India. Socialist. The word socialist was added to preamble later to stress upon the resolve of the nation to strive for socialism and economic justice that envisages an equitable distribution of nation income to all sections of the people. Similarly, social disparities will all have to be done away with so that everyone has equal chances and opportunities. The term socialism was added to the constitution in the 42nd amendment. Secular. The term secular means that all religions command equal respect and recognition from the state and will live in harmony in the country. All Indians are free to practice, preach and process any religion. Everyone is equal before law and has equal rights no matter what caste, color and creed they belong to. We will read about secularism in detail later in this chapter. Democratic. The word democracy refers to the broad range that incorporates political, social and economic democracy. According to Dr. Ambedkar, social democracy is a way of life that recognizes liberty, equality and fraternity as the principles of life. Republic. A republic is a nation which has an elected person as the head of state who has no hereditary rights. This is significant because we are governed by people elected indirectly through us. The President of India is also elected indirectly by the elected members of the parliament and state legislature assemblies. Justice. This is the practice of treating everyone at par without any privilege or prejudice, and this ensures equal opportunities for everyone. The Indian Constitution lays great emphasis on justice, which should be all-pervading, touching the social, economic and political fields. Liberty. In the Indian Constitution, in term liberty means freedom, freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Every citizen is free to hold any belief and express his views freely. Equality. There can be no liberty without equality, so the preamble also lays emphasis on equality. Our constitution has done away with all inequalities based on sex, race, religion, caste, creed or color. Fraternity. This means brotherhood. One may belong to any part of the country, but he or she is an Indian first. The directive principles of state policy. The directive principles of state policy given in part 4 of the Constitution are directions given to the state for the establishment of an economic and social democracy are proposed by the preamble. The state is expected to keep these principles in mind while framing laws and policies. The directive principles may be classified under the following categories: ideals that the state ought to strive towards achieving, directions of the exercise of legislative and executive power, rights of the citizens which the state must have aimed towards securing. There are certain directive principles of policy to be followed by the state, including providing an adequate means of livelihood for all citizens, equal pay for equal work of men and women, proper working conditions, reduction of the concentration of wealth and means of production from the hands of a few. These principles highlight the constitutional objectives of building an egalitarian social order and establishing a welfare state. Every government which comes to power is expected to be guided by these principles when making policies and laws. The directive principles cannot be enforced in a court of law. The government cannot be sued in a court of law for failing to fulfill any of the ideals mentioned in the directive principles. Research junction. How would you react if someone tells you not to make friends with people who do not belong to your religion? आपको तब कैसा लगेगा कि अगर कोई आपको ये मना कर दे कि आप अपने रिलीजन के बाहर किसी को दोस्त बना ही नहीं सकते? बच्चों बताइए क्या करेंगे आप? Knowledge junction. Many religious laws such as Hindu Marriage Act 1955, Muslim Personal Law, Christian Personal Law and the Special Marriage Act have been incorporated into the Indian Constitution under the Uniform Civil Code. Grasp and gain. The preamble of the Constitution of the United States of America states that we the people of India states, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Fundamental rights. The Constitution of India assures its citizens certain fundamental or basic rights. Unlike the directive principles, the fundamental rights are guaranteed by the Constitution and have legal section. That is, they can be enforced in a court of law. They include political, social, cultural and economic rights. They are as follows. सबसे पहला है राइट टू इक्वालिटी, जो फंडामेंटल राइट्स में आते हैं हमारे. इट गारंटीज पीपल बिफोर लॉ एज वेल एज इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लॉ टू ऑल द पीपल विद द टेरिटरी ऑफ इंडिया. इंडिया में रहने वाले जितने भी लोग हैं, जितने भी पीपल हैं, ये गारंटी करता है राइट टू इक्वालिटी कि वो सभी में कोई भेदभाव नहीं करेगा, सभी को समान रूप से व्यवहार करेगा, देखेगा. It prohibits discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth or any of them. This right ensures free access to all the places of public entertainment or places of public transport, resort maintained partly or wholly out of state funds. However, the state can make special provisions for women and children or any socially and educationally backward classes of citizens, including the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. This exception has been provided since the classes of people mentioned above are considered deprived and in need of special protection. The practice of untouchability has been declared an offence. It also prohibits the state from conferring any titles other than military or academic distinctions. Thus, Indian aristocratic titles and title of nobility such as Rai Bahadur, Roy Bahadur, etc., conferred by the British have been abolished. However, awards such as the Bharat Ratna has been held to be valid by the Supreme Court on the ground they are merely decorations and cannot be used by recipient as a title. Right to freedom. Right to freedom guarantees individual rights that were considered vital by the makers of the Constitution. It includes 6 types of freedom to citizens of India. This includes the freedom of speech and expression, freedom of assembly without arms, freedom of association, freedom of movement through the territory of our country, freedom to reside and settle in any part of the country of India, and freedom to practice any profession. ये सारे जो freedom है वो हमारे इंडियन सिटीजन्स को दिए जाते हैं, गारंटी किए जाते हैं इंडियन लॉ द्वारा, जो कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में दिया गया है. All these are subject to reasonable restrictions. The restrictions on freedom may be imposed on the grounds of a threat to national security, decency and morality, contempt of court, incitement of offences and defamation. Right against exploitation. The right against exploitation lays down certain provisions to prevent exploitation of the weaker section of the society by individuals or the state. It prohibits human trafficking, forced labor or any act of compelling a person to work without wages. It prohibits the employment of children below the age of 14 years in factories, mines and other hazardous jobs. Right to freedom of religion. It provides religions freedom to all citizens and ensures a secular state. According to the Constitution, there is no official state religion and the state is required to treat all religion impartially and neutrally. It guarantees all people the freedom to practice and propagate any religion of their choice. It allows the citizen to manage their own affairs in matters of religion, set up institutions of their own for charitable or religious purposes. Cultural and educational rights. It protects the rights of cultural, linguistic and religious minorities by enabling them to conserve their heritage and protecting them against discrimination. It grants any section of citizens having a distinct language, script, culture of its own, the right to conserve and develop the same, and thus safeguards the rights of minorities by preventing the state from imposing any external culture on them. It also prohibits discrimination against any citizen for admission into any education institution maintained or aided by the state on the grounds of religion, race, caste, language or any of them. However, this is subject to reservation of a reasonable number of seats by the state for socially and educationally backward classes, as well as reservation of up to 50% of seats in any educational institution run by a minority community for citizens belonging to that community. फिर आता है right to education. The right of children to free and compulsory education came into effect in 2010 when the Parliament of India enacted Free and Compulsory Education Act. By this act, all children between the age of 6 to and 14 have the right to free and compulsory elementary education in a neighborhood school. The right to constitutional remedies. It empowers citizens to approach the Supreme Court of India to seek enforcement or protection against infringement of their fundamental rights. It provides a guarantee remedy in the form of a fundamental right itself for enforcement of all the other fundamental rights, and the Supreme Court is designated as the protector of these rights by the Constitution. The Supreme Court has been empowered to issue writs of the enforcement of the fundamental rights. Significance of fundamental rights. कौन-कौन से हमारे fundamental rights हैं? They constitute the foundation stone of the democratic fabric of the country. They provide the necessary conditions for the moral and material protection of human beings. They protect the interest of the minorities and the weaker section of society. They strengthen the secular nature of the nation. They lay the foundation for an equitable society based on the social justice and social equality. That they check the absolute authority of the government. Fundamental duties. The fundamental duties of the citizens were added to the Constitution by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. Originally 10 in number, the fundamental duties were increased to 11 by 86th Amendment in 2002, which added a duty on every parent or guardian to ensure that their child or ward was provided opportunities for education between ages of 6 and 14 years. The fundamental duties noted in the Constitution are as follows. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment including forest, lakes, rivers, wildlife, and have compassion of living creatures, to develop the scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public poverty and to abjure violence, to provide the opportunity for education to his or her child or as the case may be, ward between the age of 6 and 14 years, to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Federal form of government. The Indian Constitution provides for a federal form of government. This means that India is governed at 3 levels. One government at the center, another at the regional or state level, and one at the local level. This separation of powers at the national level and the regional level is known as Federal Division of India. Power. Each level has been assigned separate areas of operation or subjects. The union list consists of 100 subjects, for example, defense, foreign affairs and finance. The state lists consist of about 61 subjects, for example, police, health, sanitation, agriculture. The concrete list has 52 subjects like education, electricity, labor, welfare, etc. The central or the union government legislate on the topics included in the union list, while the subjects mentioned in the state list come within the purview of the state. The concurrent list contains a subject on which both the state and the central government can make laws. Parliamentary form of government. In a parliamentary form of government, there is a nominal head of the state. This nominal head is the elected president in India. The decisions of state are taken in the name of the president, but the real power lies in the hand of the prime minister and is council or ministers who are the members of the parliament. In the parliament form of government, the three branches of government, namely the legislature, the executive and the judiciary, are independent of each other. There is clear-cut separation of power between the three branches of government. The executive is answerable to the legislature for its action. Both the executive and the legislature in turn are answerable to the judiciary. Secularism. Secularism is one of the most significant ideals of the preamble. According to the Constitution of India, the state will not be affected by religion. India does not have an official state religion. The government of a secular country treats the people from all the religions equally. It does not discriminate on the basis of religion. In other words, it does not endorse any religion. The festivals and important days of all religion communities are given equal recognition. हर fraternity के जो लोग होते हैं, अलग अलग religion के जो लोग होते हैं, उन्हें equally ही recognize किया जाता है Indian law में. Understanding secularism. चलिए secularism को और अच्छे से जान लेते हैं. The term secularism was coined by the British writer George Jacob Holyoake in 1851. Holyoake used the term secularism to describe his view of promoting a social order separate from religion without actively dismissing or criticizing religious beliefs. In today's context, secularism refers to the separation of religions from the state. The word secular was incorporated in the preamble to the Constitution by an amendment to the Constitution in 1976. It implies equality of all the religions and religious tolerance. The Indian Constitution allows individuals the freedom to live by their religious beliefs and practices. In keeping with the idea of religious freedom for all, India has adopted the strategy of separating religion from the state. Importance of separating religion from the state. The most important aspect of secularism is its separation of religion from state power. This is important for a country to function democratically. Almost all countries in the world have more than one religious group living in them. Within these religious groups, there is generally one group that is in majority. If this majority religious groups has access to state power, it could quite easily use this power and financial resources to discriminate against, persecute persons of other religions. The tyranny of the majority could result in the discrimination, coercion and at times even the killing of religious minorities. The majority could quite easily prevent minorities from practicing their religion. Any form of domination based on religion is in violation of the rights that a democratic society guarantees to each and every citizen irrespective of their religion. Therefore, the tyranny of the majority and the violation of fundamental rights that can result is one of reason why it is important to separate the state and religion in democratic societies. We also need to protect the freedom of individuals exit from their religion, embrace another religion or have the freedom to interpret religious teachings differently. It is another reason why it is important to separate religion from the state in democracy. Indian secularism. The Indian Constitution mandates that the Indian state be secular. According to the Constitution, only a secular state can realize its objectives to ensure that one religious community does not dominate another, that some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community, that the state does not endorse any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individuals. The Indian state works in various ways to prevent the above domination. First, it uses a strategy of distancing itself from religion. The Indian state is neither ruled by a religious group nor does it support any one religion. In India, government spaces like law courts, police stations, government schools and offices are not supposed to display or promote any religion. इंडिया में ना कोई स्कूल, ना कोई लॉ, ना कोई ऑफिस किसी भी रिलीजन को सपोर्ट करता है, ना ही कोई स्टेट रिलीजियसली पर्टिकुलर चीज़ को, पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन को वो फॉलो करता है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. The second way in which Indian secularism works to prevent the above domination is through a strategy of non-interference. This means that in order to respect the sentiments of all religions and not interface with the religious practices, the state makes certain expectations for particular religious communities. The third way in which Indian secularism works to prevent the domination of one religious group is through a strategy of intervention. In order to prevent the religion-based exclusion and discrimination of lower castes, the Indian constitution has been untouchability. In this instance, the state is intervening in religion in order to end the social practice that it believes discriminates and excludes and violates the fundamental rights of the lower caste who are citizens of this country. Similarly, to ensure that law relating to equal inheritance rights are respected, the state may have to intervene in the religion-based personal laws of communities. The intervention of the state can also be in the form of support. The Indian Constitution grants the right to religious communities to set up their own schools and colleges. It also gives them financial aid on a non-preferential basis. Different between Indian secularism and that of other democratic countries. In the USA, the separation between the state and religion means neither the state or the religion can interfere in the affairs of one another. There is one significant way in which Indian secularism differs from the dominant understanding of secularism as practiced in the United States of America. Unlike the strict separation between religion and the state in American secularism, in India secularism, the state can intervene in religious affairs. For example, the Indian Constitution intervened in Hindu religious practices in order to abolish untouchability. In Indian secularism, though the state is not strictly separate from religion, it does maintain a principal distance with religion. This means that any interference in religion by the state has to be based on the ideas laid out by the Constitution. These ideals serve as the standard through which can we judge whether the state is or is not behaving according to secular principles. The Indian state is secular and works in various ways to prevent religious domination. The Indian Constitution guarantees fundamental rights that are based on the secular principles. The knowledge that such rights exist makes us sensitive to their violations and enables us to take actions when these violations take place. बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं टर्म्स टू लर्न पर. Constituent Assembly group drafting India's constitution, sovereign, independent, free from external control, socialist, aim for economic equality, secular, equally respects all religions, democratic, governed by elected representatives, republic, state of head is elected, justice, fairness in protection and opportunities, liberty, freedom of belief and expression, equality, no discrimination, equal rights, fraternity, brotherhood, unity among all, directive principles, guidelines for state policy, fundamental rights, legally guaranteed citizen rights, secularism, separation of state from religion, फेडरलिज्म, गवर्नमेंट विद मल्टीपल गवर्निंग लेवल्स. तो बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं लेट्स रिकैपिटुलेट पर. इंडिया गेन्ड इंडिपेंडेंस इन 1947 एंड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली वाज फॉर्म्ड टू ड्राफ्ट अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, that is Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, chairing the drafting committee, is known as the father of the Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution was adopted in 1949 and implemented in 1950, establishing a democratic republic. It is the world's lengthiest constitution with 395 articles and 11 schedules. The constitution ensures justice, liberty, equality and fraternity for all citizens. The preamble of the constitution declares India as sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. Fundamental rights in the constitution protects citizens' political and social rights. Directive principles guide the state to promote social and economic democracy. The constitution allows for a federal structure dividing power between central and state governments. A parliamentary system is in place with the president as the nominal head of state. Indian secularism ensures that impartially towards all religion, allowing intervention for social reform. Fundamental duties encourage citizens to respect and uphold the constitutional values and heritage. बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं इसके असेसमेंट जंक्शन पर। टिक द करेक्ट ऑप्शन। विच अमेंडमेंट एडेड द वर्ड सोशलिस्ट टू द प्रीएम्बल ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? दैट इज 42nd अमेंडमेंट। बच्चों आगे की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। अब आते हैं स्टेट वेदर द गिवन सेंटेंसेस आर ट्रू और फॉल्स। इट इज एसेंशियल टू हैव रूल्स दैट विल forge unity and at the same time retain the unique nations of every group. True, false. आगे की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। fill in the blanks। बच्चों यहाँ पर कुछ ब्लैंक्स दिए गए हैं, चैप्टर की मदद से इसे खुद से कीजिएगा। डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन द फॉलोइंग, चैप्टर की मदद से इसे खुद से कीजिएगा। आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस इन 20 to 30 वर्ड्स। बच्चों यहाँ पर आपको 20 to 30 वर्ड्स में इन क्वेश्चंस के आंसर देने हैं। आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस इन 50 to 60 वर्ड्स। बच्चों यहाँ पर जो क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं उनके आंसर्स आपको 50 to 60 वर्ड्स में ही देने हैं। आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस इन डिटेल। बच्चों यहाँ जो क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं उनके आंसर्स आपको डिटेल में देना है, चैप्टर की मदद से इसे खुद से कीजिएगा। पॉइंट टू पॉन्डर। बच्चों इसे आपको ध्यान से पढ़िए, उसके बाद में इसे समझिए और इसकी प्रैक्टिस फिर खुद से कीजिएगा। बच्चों आई होप आज की क्लास में हमने जो भी पढ़ा आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गया होगा। अब आप इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से करते रहिएगा।